Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. My name is Sandra. Thank you for joining me today. We are going to go through my goal planning process for June. Remember, this is the third month of the second quarter, so next month we'll be preparing for quarter three. So let's go down to June here. So I'm using the Cultivate Matters goal sheets, Cultivate Matters Powersheets goal planner. This is what I've been using for the last 4 years to kind of accomplish my goals and figure out what I want in my life. And if you guys don't have this, you don't have to have this. But if you follow along, you kind of see the process of what I use in order to plan out my goals and basically plan out my life. And everything that I have in my Franklin planner, like on a day-to-day basis, if you guys watch my Plan With Me videos, kind of stems from this tool. And without further ado, let's kind of get into my process. So the pages that come in one regular month, you get a monthly reset page, which covers your important to-dos, goals to make progress on, calendar, and on my mind. The bottom of this is a little goal check-in to show you where you are at the beginning of the month. We're not there yet because I filmed this around the middle of each month. So towards the end of the month, I will fill this out. The second page is a calendar. So here you can put on everything that you have going on in that current month. So I do that. And then the next couple of pages, you've got a break it down page and then your tending list. So this is kind of where you go to check off your accomplishments for your goals for that month. And then this is a page where you can really brainstorm out your ideas or your projects or whatever. So what I do is I start with the calendar. I keep a future log in my Franklin planner. So I have important dates that I need to remember all written in there. And when I write them down here before I get to my actual Franklin monthly page, it kind of allows me to see my month at a glance before I do my planning process for June to see what I really like, what I've got to do for appointments and commitments, and then also to determine exactly what kind of tasks and goals I can fit in between all of that. So I write down all of, like, I actually don't have a lot going on for the month of June, but I do have some notes here that will be things that I have to do. So I'll add that stuff to my task list after the fact. But the most important thing, I guess, is my son's last day of school is on the 25th. I also have a Vancouver trip planned for the end of June. I still have to book that. And first day of summer, which is always important to me. Also, I don't really focus so much on work here. Like, I don't put my videos or anything, but I am planning on having, I'm not sure when. I wanted it to be around summer, but I realize I'm going to Vancouver. So I'm going to have a sale, a sticker sale on my Etsy shop in June. I was supposed to have one for May and do like a flash sale for Mother's Day, but I ended up running out of time. And so what I'm going to do is a sale for, I'm going to call it like the summer sale, and then just have it like during the week, maybe like going into Father's Day weekend, but it'll have to be before the 20th because like on the 22nd, I'll be going to Vancouver. So I won't be here to process orders. So I don't know, it might run for like 3 or 4 days and that'll be about it. But I will have something going on in June. So anyway, so I write down all my dates. I've got my budget dates, my pay dates. I even put garbage dates on here just so I can like take this and then add it to my Franklin planner when I plan for June. And then I come back to this page. So this is kind of where you fit in your goals. And ideally, if I was being smart, I would take some of these things and track them and put them on a specific day. So for example, Mondays, I feel like it's more of a journaling day and I do have a lot of time on my hands, more so on Monday. So I'd probably put like my, where was it here? Personal development, for example, on a Monday and actually book that in and say like, from like 9 to 11, I'm going to work on personal development. And I haven't done that yet. And that's probably why I haven't actually worked on my personal development lately. So I want to start doing stuff like that. I just haven't really implemented that right now. But I'm going to start doing that. So other important to-dos, I've got my 100 book goal challenge here. I've got to plan my May reviews, my July planning setups, Vancouver trip, which is the end of the month, my May budget recap, and my analytics and stuff for May as well. Okay, so calendar, I've got Vancouver, first day of summer. I should put I should put Father's Day on there as well. Okay, also paying property taxes because that is on the end of June. And then goals to make progress on. So this is stuff that I want to add to my tending list that I can like mark off. So I've got my tidying house projects. I usually make a list of that. I kind of think of specific things I want to do in that month. And I have been not focusing on that kind of for the month of May. Even April, May, I kind of like let myself rest and let myself relax. And I haven't really been focusing on any projects. So other than my stationery video, which came out a couple weeks ago or last week. So I want to get back into that. I want to do more reading if I can, working on my personal development, like I said, maybe even scheduling it in, and then doing my weekly update videos and hand lettering videos. These ones I'm not quite sure about. I had such a good like plan to do it the beginning of like spring, and now I'm like, how important is it really? But depending on how many people want to see those types of videos, then I might still consider it. So now we're going to jump right over into these two pages. So I'm a little ahead of myself. I haven't yet come to this page, but I did make my titles. So I've got my tidy projects list. So this is where I'm going to write down all of the things I want to do for June. I am kind of waiting to see how much I can finish in May. Writing out my goals in the middle of the month is hard at times because I don't actually know how much I will have accomplished by the end of the month. So this is why this is blank. I've got ideas for family dates, areas of my house that I want to get clean, my home projects, and then a book list. And I have a big area here for books because, again, I'm kind of falling behind on that. Some of the books I'm reading right now are really, really, really big books. And so they're taking me a little bit more time to finish. But as for my monthly action items, I just here, again, I've been actually kind of taking a little break from pushing myself as hard. I'm still getting my work done, but I'm not like pushing myself so drastically. And I find that I'm feeling a bit better and I am still getting my work done. So I think me pushing myself on trying to wake up at 5 every day, I'm relaxing on that a little bit because I figure the only days I have to get up early are days when I film. And I'm also been taking advantage of when my son goes to sleep midday, which is basically right now. I'm filming this at 1 o'clock on a Tuesday, that I can take advantage of that time if he naps, and then I can do some video filming as well, which I'm taking advantage of today, obviously. But I've been finding that my body is not healing the way it needs to, and I need to focus on sleep. So before I would get between 4 and 5 hours of sleep. Now I'm averaging between 6 and 8, which is a lot better for me. And I just feel like, again, it's hard to know if, especially if you do your goal planning early, sometimes it's hard to know what you need out of your life, whether that's more sleep, eating healthier is, well, that's something we should do all the time. But, like is there an area of your life that you need to focus on more than something else? So for me right now, it's my health, which means my projects will have less time for, I'll have less time for my work. And right now that's going to have to be okay because, again, when it comes to goals, you can only focus on so much at one time. And that's just kind of the way it is because we all have the same amount of time. So for my monthly action items, my 100 book goal, I'm going to have to check in there to see where I'm at by the end of May. My May reviews, which are easy. I always do my monthly personal and my monthly business review. My May analytics, which includes my statistics, financials, and analytics for my YouTube channel. My May budget review, which I use the Budget Mom Planner. So they have like a whole review that you can do. It's like a recap for the entire month. And then my Vancouver trip for 2 days. Okay, then my weekly action items. I've got family nights planned. So that might mean like watching a movie with my family on a weekend or having dinner together or I don't know, just even going for a walk in the park or something. Okay, budget paying bills. I cross this off every time I do that. Planning and meal planning. Reading 2 books per week kind of helps me with my 100 book goal. Personal development. So that is reading a book that is not fiction. So like, right now I'm currently reading The 10 Natural Laws of Successful Time and Life Management by Hiram Smith. He is the original creator, or one of the original creators, I should say, of Franklin Daytimer. And at first, the book was seriously dry, and now it's picking up a bit and getting into the kind of things I like goal setting. So I'm going to be finishing that. I'm also reading my human design, and I want to also make notes on my commonplace book and watch videos on YouTube that kind of interest me and inspire me to be more creative and do things on YouTube and in my business. So that's something that I also wanted like to focus on. I just haven't made time for it, which is hence why I'm attempting maybe to try to schedule it into my day. Okay, the last one is clean and tidy, organize around the house. I would like to do ideally 1 or 2 projects a week, even if they're small. Like, for example, cleaning out my Tupperware cupboard. That's something that I usually do once a month. Sometimes it always doesn't get done. Sometimes I'll wash like the living room curtains, something like that. So, like a project that's bigger than like an everyday cleaning type thing, but it's still something that needs to be done regularly. Okay, and then last for daily action items, I've got tracking expenses, water intake, 10-minute tidy, because I mean, I've got 3 kids and 2 of them are little. School, which is tracking my son's school reading and any homework he has. And that will end. I will not have that on my daily action items for July because he won't be in school any longer. And then reading, which I like to do every day. I usually do about an hour to 2 hours a day. And that fluctuates. Sometimes I get 20 minutes, but my goal is to do at least an hour to 2 hours. Okay. And that's again because I need to increase the amount of books I'm reading because I'm behind right now. By the end of May, I should be at 50 books, and I think I'm still only at 35, 30 or 35 around there. So perfect planner perfect scripting. I do that daily, and then my health and habits, and I check in. I keep that in my planner perfect TN, and I track my weight and I track my steps I've taken and my water intake, all those types of things, any medication that I might be on. And so this is kind of what my month looks like. I'll kind of touch on what May looks like right now. I'm not doing too bad. But again, I've got a few tasks over here, and some of these just haven't been getting done because, like I said, I've been focusing more on my health. So I want to try to kind of look at this stuff and just see how far I can go. All right, so thank you guys so much for tagging along. I know this video is quite short, but if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down below. I always love questions when it comes to goal setting. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are new, please subscribe. I would love to have you join my channel. We talk about planning a lot and goal setting. And I would like to start getting back into art stuff too. But again, that's still a work in progress. Last but not least, click on the bell button to be notified when I upload new videos. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.